We didn't know it was going to be that kind of...
I thought you wanted a Nazi. Sorry.
No, that's my old band, Big
George.
Isn't that the point?
Let's talk about your band.
Oh, let's talk about the weather. I'm sorry, the humidity.
Weren't you going to start a band called Dump the Chump?
Huh?
Were you
No.
going to start? Oh, all right.
No.
I thought you told me that.
No, Dump the Chump. I might have been drunk. But the name of Lynch Mob originally was, we had an experimental name because we're just testing the waters when we're out touring. We wanted to see how, before the record came out, how the record played in front of an audience. So we had a kind of a proxy name that we used, which I'm not supposed to say. Were you just saying I couldn't say it? Or?
No, it's up to you.
Gay black Nazi bikers for Christ. Anyway, the thing is, when we showed up, people were really disappointed because they expected, all kinds of regalia and a show. We were just like these guys with big hair. So it was kind of disappointing because, it's a big expectation when you hear a name like that. You expect the whole thing, right? None of that was going on. It was just hair metal. So anyway, so we had to change it to something less offensive, which is Lynch Mob. I'm sorry.
So is this the last show?
Well, define
Oh,
last.
he wants to keep working.
Define last.
I know these guys want to keep working.
So then the context of
I was reading that this was supposed to be the last show of Monsters
Is
Alive.
this a sanitary mic? I just thought about it.
Too late.
I'm dead. No, we have a couple of stragglers. But this is Thursday's Jimmy's last show with us. I know this. Literally, he gave a speech.
Not by my doing, just so you know. Okay.
Whatever. You could stay in the band, but you choose to go play with.
Well, Jimmy, in your context,
The Jimmy DeAnda Experience, I think, is the name of his new band.
He's joining Outcast.
scheduling conflict. Yes, pretty much.
The star of Jimmy's new band, the Jimmy DeAnda Experience, is Jimmy's jacket.
It's gonna be a fist fight in 2 minutes here. You guys get your cameras ready.
Well, we got Will. He knows martial arts, so he can stop the whole thing.
I like to de-escalate. It's just go ahead.
Judo.
It's just Zumanowar. Don't fuck with this guy.
No, I remember you told me a story that was really funny. You were telling me that you were at an airport, and they brought you in because they thought maybe you had bombs or something in the bag. Do you remember this?
No.
Maybe you were drunk. But the moral of the story is you learn how to play Stairway to Heaven. Does it ring a bell?
Oh. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Oh, where was that? I can't remember exactly, but yeah. What?
Turkey.
Germany?
Oh, it was with my daughter. On the boat. She's now, and she has a.
We want to interview her instead. She knows the story.
Yeah, no. Oh, I had some pedals that were made out of old World War II parts, and and they thought it might have, it was in Hungary or something, and they pulled me and my daughter off the plane, and they said, and they, went through all my stuff, the police and all that stuff, and they were like, they weren't going to let us fly back to America, and they said, they thought all that stuff was bomb-making material or something, so yeah, it was pretty scary. But yeah, it was just some old pedals.
I thought they brought you in a room and they made you set it up.
Oh, that's right. They wanted to make sure it was actually a pedal, so they made me play through it. And then the guy goes, play something. He wanted to make sure I was a professional and not just faking it. And I don't know any songs. I don't know any cover songs. I've never been in a cover band, so I can't play Stairway. And he asked me to play Stairway to Heaven, and I couldn't play it. And then he took the guitar and he played it. He goes, you're a professional? He goes, you're not very good, are you?
But the moral of the story is to know how to play Stairway to Heaven.
I always know how to play Stairway when you travel.
Who's got questions for George?
For me,
Yeah, let's open it up to the
Let's
sure.
let's be honest. Let's put it this way. They want to ask questions to George, and that's okay.
All right, question over here.
Hey man, hope you're doing well. My question is, how did the Kamikaze guitar come to be?
Yes, how did it come to be, George? You still own it.
Kamikaze. Oh, that was the first ESP? Yeah, I was on tour with Doc and signed up with ESP, and I had this meeting, and it was just, we were just riffing and spitballing and airballing and just coming up with ideas. And I was just, you know, this thickness, this wood, these features, this graphic, this headstock, this and that, this and that. It all happened like in an hour, and then they built it. And I think it's pretty iconic in the sense, and I don't pat myself, but it's just like, it is one of those things that's like, well, there's Les Paul, there's Strat, and there's a couple other things that matter way, way less, but they're still kind of in their own little niche, and I think that's one of those guitars.
Nice.
Chardell is too, of course, and yeah, other things, but it's in the mix.
What was your first guitar?
A St. George. Yeah.
Sears?
So, I had a Sears too. No, I never got a Sears. No, it was a St. George, and then I had a T-Stick. Yeah.
Still have it?
No, of course not. None of us have our old cars and guitars. That's question.
Yeah, well, I talk to Jaron all the time. He's my hometown.
Well, talk to it.
Yeah. So, Jaron, what's it like playing with Lynch Mob?
Horrifying.
Not so much the playing, but what's going to be said between the songs. Gotta go hide behind the amps.
Keeps you on your toes, right?
Always, yeah. It's a good challenge.
Well, he's from Jersey, so he's going to be fine all the time.
Can handle it.
Yeah, that's right.
Question back here. Question back here.
Hi, George. Yeah, do you still have your original Kramer guitars?
No, I don't have any original anything. No, I don't believe in holding on to stuff. You know, I don't have old records or pictures of myself on the wall or anything like that. Or old
He
magazines.
puts everything on the merch table.
I sell everything because I'm a whore.
That's not a joke either.
Did the Lynch Mob closeout discount sale? Question?
No discounts.
Yeah, oh yeah, what am I thinking?
That was triple the price.
All right, question back here.
Question for Jimmy, because hopefully he'll shoot me the truth versus that guy there. The cop car story, letting him out in front of the rainbow, is that, how much of that is true and how much of that is fiction?
100% true. It's all true. It's 100% true. And the reason that was amazing because I had never talked to him about it. I never told him that story until I was in the band, and I forgot about it for a long time. And one of my buddies reminded me. He said, "Remember we let George out of the cop car?" And I was like, "Oh my God, that's right, we did." And then so on stage one night, I told the story, and George literally looked at me and was like, because he remembered that he was fucking going to jail.
Why don't you share it for everybody that doesn't know?
No. So when I was about 15 years old, and everybody used to go to the Sunset Strip and just walk around and just be knuckleheads. Because we couldn't get into the clubs, but we were hoping to get a glimpse of Eddie Van Halen walking out, or maybe a George Lynch getting arrested. And so as we were pulled up to the Sunset Strip, you could see literal like lights all up and down the street, cop cars, ambulances, fucking helicopters. I mean, it's mayhem. I thought there was a bomb or there's something really atrocious that happened. It did. And so as we got there, we could only get so close to the rainbow, but further back by the Roxy in the front there was cop cars, and then we're standing just looking, trying to see, and then my buddy taps me and he points down, and I look down, and it's George in the back of the cop car. And he looked at me and he goes, "Open the door." And I opened the door. And George got out and ran up the hills behind the rainbow and got away. There we go.
They're all checking in, making sure.
Trust security doing a fine job here.
Smells like.
Question here in front.
So, yeah, that's for you, George. Even though you're going to wrap up touring, do you still plan on Mr. Scary Guitars for a while? And is the haircutting story with Ozzy true? Was Sharon upset because you cut your hair because you had a day gig or something?
Yeah, I was driving a liquor truck in Watts, and it was a good job actually. I loved it, and but I had to cut my hair. So when I got the call for Ozzy, I showed my short hair. They didn't like that. What was ironic was when Ozzy came in my room to complain to me about the length of my hair, he was bald. And I go, dude, I mean, it's really not about that. I could buy a wig. And
So the job that you were delivering liquor for made you cut your hair?
yeah, it was part of the job. It was a union job. I worked for Galileo and I worked for another company. But I got the job because I was the only white guy that would take the job in bad areas. You know, I don't say bad areas, but you know what I mean. It was like more dangerous. But I loved it. Actually, it was really interesting. Beautiful.
So you're auditioning for Ozzy and then delivering alcohol.
Oh yeah, it's great, man, because
That's how he met Ozzy.
he was, and I, you know, when I had to quit my job, you know, or whatever, you know, and I had 2 kids, we were in an apartment, living in an apartment now, my wife and I, you know, we didn't really have anything, and so we had like a 73 Pendle station wagon, and so, you know, I mean, so it was a big gamble for me to quit my job and go out on this, but it was an opportunity of a lifetime. And they go, you just gotta go to England and Ireland and then go to Texas and rehearse and then go to LA, Hollywood, and then you gotta do this and you gotta do that. It was a month. So it was rehearsals and I played with them at sound checks and toured with them just to get a feel for everything. Brad Gillis would show me, the ropes and all that. And then,
Wait, so this is when Brad was doing it?
yeah, he was leaving. And so we just wanted, Wendy Dio kept pounding Ozzy and Sharon. God, this guy, I got that guy. You just get, so they go, we just want to check out this one more guy, George. You got it for sure. Don't worry about it. And then we're at SIR in Hollywood one night, and there were some other guitar players up on stage playing, and one was Jakey, and he looked amazing, you know, and I didn't look amazing back then, I do now. But he had this like Michael Jackson leather with the buckles, total hair down to his ass. He had all the moves, doing all these tricks. He played like shit, didn't know the song. Self-admittedly, he said, and he was not good, but they didn't care. They just wanted that. Look, Sharon wanted it. So
She wanted a little more than that.
So they came, and I think they made probably the right decision, but they came over to me. It's just the way they did it. It was like, I can already understand every what Ozzy says, because it was like something, got a mouthful of marbles. Drunk, he's like, oh, George, blah, 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 blah. What? But basically, we don't need you, we got somebody else. He was looking the other way, and they just walked out. I'm like, what? And so I got in the car with my wife, and I think I'd just been fired, and we had to drive home, so we got in our Pinto, and it broke down. And we didn't, back then you don't have AAA or anything.
Wait, so you have kids?
Yeah, we got kids, my mother-in-law was watching.
But you're
the
keeping the
kids.
liquor job, right? You still got
No, I didn't have a liquor job. I lost my job. But then when we got home, we finally got our car working. We got home at 2 in the morning. We got an eviction notice on our apartment. And interestingly, this is really kind of a strange caveat. Across the street from our apartment, we were so depressed, and we were just like, and we let the kids stay at mom's house that night. So, and there was something going on across the street. There was a funeral party. And we're like, what the hell is that, a party or something? So we just went over there, we were, you know, uninvited. And there's all these people. It was Karen Carpenter's wake. And she was lying in state in her casket with sticks in her hands, because she's a great drummer. And they were playing like this loop of her drum solos and stuff. It was crazy. And I looked at her. And what was interesting about that, I'm sorry to monopolize the mic here, but real quick, because one thing's leading to another. But before that job, I had a job long before that, selling vacuum cleaners door to door.
Kirby?
No, Electrolux. And I would carry all day. I'd walk up and down the neighborhoods till 5 o'clock till they picked me up in a car. And I had this short-haired wig, because I had long hair, so I had to wear a short-haired wig. And I had a shampoo.
Is there a director in the house?
No. But anyways, I had all this equipment, and these fucking housewives, they'd make me fucking shampoo their whole house, and vacuum upstairs.
With your short
They
wig.
never buy anything. I never sold one fucking vacuum cleaner. I mean, everybody's house, I have to wait for my husband to get home. What time's that 5 off? Of course. Hope you like your new clean house, bitch. And then I knocked on this door. They dropped me off in Downey, because I lived in Paramount. They drove me out from Downey, and I was at this big house, and I go, oh. And then Karen Carpenter opened the door. And I fucking almost sold a vacuum to Karen Carpenter. And then she died, and I went to her funeral.
On the same day you found out.
Dude, I had a really interesting life.
Is there a connection there? There's a connection there.
Yeah, we should have got Karen Carpenter in our band instead of you, since you
No, you weren't lying when you said she was an amazing drummer.
Yeah, she was.
Did you ever see that thing she does with Sammy Davis and Unbelievable?
No.
And the whole Keith Moon thing.
Oh my God, yeah.
Well, you were at her funeral, so.
Yeah.
What about the Mr. Scary Guitar? You still gonna do that?
Oh yeah, of course, full bore. I got a shop in LA and a shop. Now I just put a shop together in New Mexico, so yeah, as soon as I get home, I'll get full bore on that. So anybody here wants a Mr. Scary Guitar?
Did you get your answer?
All right, question over here. Question over here.
Actually, a quick two-parter. Any cool stories from the Bullet Boys' first tour with Winger and Cinderella? And when you were recruiting Odie, you told him you would get a Ferrari, and you never get a Ferrari.
He just says, tell these guys questions. Tell me the question. He's such a tard, I swear to this guy. You guys don't know what it's like. Like, hold on a second. In order to be in a band, you asked this to George, to Jerry, you should have asked me. In order to be in a band with George, you have to be prepared for a few things. So one of them is almost dying on a fairly regular basis, whether he's driving. Am I lying? Thank you. Or if you're at sound check and he is enamored with a fucking piece of pizza that he's over there, and I'm sound checking, and then I can see him eating the pizza, and then at one point he's looking like, and everybody's like, no, and he walks all the way over, and I fucking shit you the fuck not. He's right here, and I'm fucking playing a beat, and then he shoves his fucking pizza. I start going. And I fucking choke on a sausage. I have to drop the sticks and fucking start walking away, and I'm turning blue, and then he's like, are you really choking? And I go, and he fucking comes from behind me, does the fucking Heimlich, and a fucking ball flies out of my mouth. In my line. So that's what you have to be for the next drummer that gets in the band. You're prepared to die soon. So Bullet Boys, listen, that was a great tour. I was a kid, Cinderella, Winger, such great guys. I'm still friends with all of them. You know, just the fact that I was 20 years old, I'm from Boyle Heights. I wasn't supposed to have a career as a musician. All my friends were getting stabbed or dying or whatever that was happening in my area. So the fact that I got to play music, and I still get to play music after all these years with such fucking great musicians. And that's one of the things you guys, I don't think a lot of musicians understand, a lot of fans understand that, you know, there's a lot of bands out here, a lot of musicians that don't really respect this fucking shit. You know, they kind of take it for granted, or they got an attitude about it, like, fucking, it's not as good as it fucking should be, or they just, there's a lot of this shit. And these guys are here, and I'll fucking suck a dick all day. These three guys right here literally fucking get up and they fucking get to work. There's no bullshitting, there's no, if it's time to work, it's time to fucking work. Don't be wrong, when it's time to fucking smoke some weed after a show, these guys throw down other. Yeah. I've seen these guys smoke half a pound of weed in one sitting. I mean, not George, the young guys. The guys that can handle it. Is it true? Oh, did I tell somebody you smoke weed that shouldn't know that you smoke weed? Oh my God, he's bomb. He's also not a very
I'm holding my stash right now.
There's no Boy Scouts on the stage. Come on now.
Listen, again, just but both like memories, great memories, but you know, thank you for asking.
All right.
Really start telling the cop over there that this guy's holding.
No, he's the guy that holds the weed for everybody. Till they get
Security.
the ball.
Just half the band.
Gabriel to security.
Just don't bring it with you on boat because you will not get off in without handcuffs. Question back here.
By the way, great band you put together. You guys are all nice guys. Great. First of all, George, you just did a clinic out at MI, and my son's there, and he got to play with you. And he said, everybody's asking you, what mode do you use? You go, I woke up in a good mood today. I thought that was funny and clever. But my question to you is, you still use electric voltage regulators for your heads, correct? To damp down the voltage?
Yeah, my plexis, but I don't have plexis up here.
Okay, right. But the reason is because I got a phone call 6 months ago, 8 months ago. We were playing a club in my town, and it was like, does anybody have one of these? And I had one on my back shelf of the store.
Very.
Yep. You guys came in and bought it, and I was thinking, with all the heads that are around here, so it's just the plexis you do that with.
Yeah, anything old because they're designed to run at 110
Yeah.
versus 120 plus whatever modern voltage is. But so if you want to bias it correctly, it has to be run at that voltage. But beyond that, my old heads are modified to run at 90 volts. So I absolutely need a variax. If you were to run, the kind of voltage we normally have here, 122 volts into an amp bias for 90 volts, it would not be it would probably blow the output so much. So there's all that, but I'm not dragging those around with me currently. I've been using Dave Gower modified JCM800s with the Lynch module in it. And I'm really happy with it.
That was my next question. What are you using to make up for that?
Yeah, Dave Gower is a guy in London who's doing stuff for a lot of big bands, doing great. Dan Gower. So, and that Lynch module in there, which is a legendary tones module that goes in the D2 tube socket, and it has just a very organic lift. I don't even know how to describe it. It just makes it like one better. So, yeah. Enough tech talk.
My brain shuts down.
I remember something though. I remember years ago watching the Game Show Network, right? And the dating game from like the 70s was on. I'm sitting there and they're like, the next contestant is Hollywood, California, and this dude with like big black velvet bell bottoms, and it was Mick Brown, right? But then you told me you went to the dating game with him. So, you care to share that story? Because I thought that was pretty funny.
Well, it was terrible. He gave terrible answers, but the thing we found out later was that it's all fixed. And the girl's friends is in the front row, and the color of her ribbon indicates which number she should pick, which guy. And the girl told him that after they won the show. And then they never went on the date. They got a bunch of skis or something. Which is I got a question for Gabriel.
Oh, no.
What the hell, dude?
What happened?
I don't know. What happened?
Everything. No, my brain shuts down when you talk about equipment.
Hey George, does he still have that jacket you bought for him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You talked it up on the last cruise. I said, boy, it was very nice of George to be
Magnanimous, I think is the word.
No, I had to pay for it.
I took it out of his pay.
I stand corrected.
Not in other ways.
No, in money ways. I docked his pay every week until it was paid back. No. Just half of it.
It was the merch money.
It was $900. He paid $450 back. I would have gave it to you, but my wife's she's
Look at him.
So he got this jacket from this place where we get some of our stage clothes, and he picks the most expensive thing on the menu. It was $900. Everything else we pick is not, and so we get it free. But we can't give you that jacket; it's too expensive. So he gets this jacket. It's not even leather.
It's not even leather, but it's like 20 pounds.
And it has like 400 studs. It's like a Rob Halford kind of thing. And it's way too big for you, and it weighs more than you.
Yeah.
It has its own suitcase.
And it always sets off the
alarm.
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck that. He said, bring it, sell it at the merch booth.
Sell it at the merch booth. I'm gonna sell these fuckers at the merch booth after the band
Stage worn Lynch Club gear.
Merch covers a lot of costs, right?
Questions back here?
First off, Jaron, Jersey, represent. That's right.
What part?
Hackensack.
Middletown. That's what we call yours. That's what we
That's why you keep it in the ball.
Hackensack.
They said it's a game for New Jersey.
George, you've worked with a lot of artists in recent years, worked with a lot of different artists in recent years. Is there anybody that you've not worked with yet that you want to?
Oh boy. That's on par with those questions like, where do you get all your ideas from? Who's your favorite guitar player? Is Don Dokken an asshole? I mean,
George, think about the side projects you've worked on.
Everybody I want to work with is dead. Yeah.
So who would you have wanted to work with that passed
I
away?
don't want to work with anybody. I mean, I just want to work with my friends.
Would you join any other band right now, like a band that's established? Like,
No, I'm not good at that because like I said earlier, I don't know any songs and I don't know how to learn songs. So
if the Stones called you, you wouldn't do that gig?
Well, they wouldn't call me. And so, being realistic, who would call me? I mean, I've never gotten a call. I mean, very rarely in my life ever gotten a call from another bigger band. So, let's say, what would I potentially be up for at my age? But let's get that old guy that lives in New Mexico, that 70-year-old guy that doesn't know how to play any other songs. Let's get that guy. That's a good idea. That's not going to happen. But let's say Whitesnake called, right? Okay, just for argument's sake. Okay, we know about Whitesnake, right?
Do tell.
Okay, we tell the inside scoop on this bullshit. I know lots of people that have been in that band who quit my band and joined that band and so forth. I won't name their names, but you don't make shit. Okay, so I was offered a bigger band once, a couple times in my life, and I'll tell you what the pay was. $200 a week. This was a while ago, but still, $200 a week to be in a huge major rock band, like world-class rock band. Because the way that they look at, some of these people look at it is like, we're giving you a break. Anybody would do this for free. We could get people to pay us to do this gig, so who's going to pay you?
You had a great gig delivering liquor. I'm sure it's a lot more than 200 a week.
$9.35 an hour plus overtime.
What year
And all
was
liquor
this
you can drink.
What year was this at $200 a week that they wanted off?
There was the Ozzy gig, and then there was another one I don't want to mention, but it's sort of a contemporary of Dokken, one of those bands in that same pool of bands. Yeah. And then I know I should point out Whitesnake, but whatever. I know that's also kind of was in that territory. What?
It's only being videotaped. Yeah.
It's on YouTube already. So.
Stop talking now, 'cause I'm never going to work in this town again.
No, we got it. We got it.
Okay, yeah, we only got a couple more questions.
All right, so question over. All right, this gentleman.
So, I saw you guys on the pool stage last night.
I support it.
Great show. Cassandra Carlson came out and jammed Mr. Scary with you. She was awesome, and glad to see her.
Yeah.
How did you guys get hooked up with her?
Jared.
Jared.
You are unbelievable. Jared, you do. That's her boyfriend. That's a plan.
It's a complete
Actually,
coincidence. Come on.
the only way I got the gig was because George and her jammed a bunch of years ago, and that's the only way he remembered me was the imprint that she left on him. So, full circle came around, but yeah, when she came up and sang Street Fight Man with you guys years ago. Well, that's how I came to play bass, but that's the only reason you knew me pretty much. But yeah, and then you guys, you were doing the second Dirty Shirley record, and Dino couldn't do it, and he asked her to do that, so kind of just led to all these little circlings of things, and
Somehow it became Cassandra was awesome.
that's right. So anyways, long story short is her band Paralander's been on tour with us for the final ride, and George loves having the second guitar on Mr. Scary's, just so many tracks on that song, and it makes it easier for him to just go off, so we've been having fun doing it.
She did a nice job. You guys were great last night.
Yeah, thank you.
We got one more question. All right, right in front.
Ramones.
Hey, how was that Tom McConnell shirt? Did it fit?
Which one?
The Panama Canal shirt I gave you yesterday?
Oh, I haven't worn it yet.
What? I brought it all the way from Panama for you. By the way, where can I get a big ass size iced tea like that one?
This is a drink that they're not allowed to serve on the boat.
Oh.
So I have to have it in a thing that doesn't say Mountain Dew on it. So the only place you can get it is a secret place that I stay. If you find me, I might be able to hook you up. I smuggled this in.
George, I was able to see you at the Monsters of Rock tour with Van Halen. I was actually at Ballet Park here at the Hotel Sofitel where you stayed. And I have pictures of me opening the doors on a limo, you get in. But the question that I want to ask you is, for that tour, do you have any stories with Eddie that you can share?
X-rated.
We're all doing stupid shit back then. That's the 80s. Yeah, we hung out a lot. Come to the same place and everything like that. But yeah, you know, a lot of jamming. And actually, but he was kind enough, he was really sweet because I had problems with my gear the first couple weeks, and I just used his backup amps. He doesn't use his backup Marshalls, using Eddie's back line. It's pretty sweet. But then after 2 weeks, they're kind of like, okay, dude, you got to get your own amps.
Any recordings of those jam sessions with Eddie?
No, we're just sitting around the hotel room.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah. Well, he was awesome. I wasn't that awesome.
I got one.
How'd you learn to sing?
He has a question for me.
How'd you learn how to sing so good?
Well, you don't want to know.
No, but did you deal with the devil or what? Your voice is insane.
The devil made a deal with me. Actually.
Yeah. That's why you have no soul. No, but you said you're a good singer, dude.
Thank you.
I mean, not everybody agrees with me, but most people do.
Well, you definitely. Tomorrow, 11:45 in the theater, you can hear Gabriel
Yeah, we gotta give it up.
do his thing.
Let's hear it for Lynch Bob.
Give me